Happy New Year. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, if you guys don't know, one of my bookish resolutions for 2020 was to actually create a mini TBR for each month of the year. And I just thought that creating a TBR would be a great outline of all the books that I at least want to cover in the month, and to make sure that I keep track of all my arcs, and also to keep track of all the books that I want to read on my shelves. It gives me a great outline so that I'm not just picking up something spontaneous and something random. And it makes sure that I read all the books that I want to read for that month, and I'm not reading random books that I wasn't even thinking about, but I just picked it up because it was random and I was bored. So this is my mini stack of books that I'm planning to read in January. Of course, I'm going to read more than this. I actually already started my first book of 2020 already, and I'm halfway through it, or I'm about to be halfway through it. So I can definitely accomplish reading this very soon. So the first book that I want to read right now, and I'm actually on page 100 already, is called The Worst Best. I think Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads read this book recently on December 31st, because I saw on her Instagram stories that she buddy read it with her friend, and I was like, no way, I'm reading this book too as well. So maybe she already put up a review on this book by the time I put up this TBR video, but maybe she hasn't. But I'm very excited to see her thoughts and reviews of this book, because I'm only on page 100 of this book and I'm already loving it so far. I think it has great representation of Brazilian people and Puerto Rican people, and just like the culture and like the languages and things like that. And I'm also in love with the story. So now this book follows a girl named Carolina, and Carolina was going to marry the perfect man of her dreams, or at least the perfect man that will bring her stability in like financially and also career-wise, someone that will support her wedding planning business and also her career as a wedding planner. She's a very strong-minded person. She's also very strong-willed, because her parents are immigrant parents that came to America for a better life, and she herself was taught that she would need to succeed. She needs to be strong. She needs to be strong in the workplace, especially when the workplace is dominated by men who think less of her. She can't show emotions. So she's the type of character that she is a big softie. Like, she says so herself that she cries a lot. Anything really triggers her, but she puts up a wall to shut down all her emotions and to block out everybody who might harm her. So if you guys are not a fan of those characters, then this might be a struggle for you. On the day of her wedding, she actually finds out that her groom has run away. Her groom doesn't want anything to do with the wedding, doesn't want to marry her anymore. And it turns out it's actually the best man, which is also the groom's brother, that convinced him to run away and to not marry her. So obviously they don't have a good relationship. Max is the brother's name, and Max and Carolina now have to work together to plan this like whole like revamp of this giant hotel business, and they have to pretend that they don't know each other, that they don't hate each other, and that he wasn't the reason why she's not married. I'm 100 pages in this book already, and I feel that there's this relationship between them is very cute. Like, he is trying his best to win her over, and she's trying to do her best to keep it professional, but you can tell that she is really attracted to Mac. Now, the next book that I want to read is actually a women's fiction novel called Been There, Married That by Gigi Lavengie, and this book actually comes out in February 2020. St. Martin's was kind enough to send me an arc of this book to read, and this one seems very interesting. It's about a woman who has been married for a long time. She's doing great for herself. She's living in the land of fake things. Like, there's always gossip going around. She's living, I think, in Los Angeles, where like the most drama happens, and basically everybody is kind of like a Real Housewives, and she felt like she is losing a part of herself, or she already lost a part of herself, and she lost her identity. And I think that this book is a coming of age novel for older women, and for women who want to take charge of their life and to get their old life back, which I think it'll be a very uplifting novel. So this year I'm also trying to get back into young adult books. I receive a lot of young adult books as ARCs, and I also buy a lot of young adult, but it's been a very hot minute since I've read a young adult novel. So I'm going to start off the year with a bang by reading this young adult novel from Tiana Smith, and it's called How to Speak Boy. This book follows two people, Quinn and Grayson, and now they absolutely hate each other. They are debate rivals. They can't stand each other because they are each other's competition, and they are so good at debating, and they can't just think of being friends whatsoever, because they want to win and they want to get accepted into their grand colleges. But when the AP teacher returns the assignments into the wrong cubbies, they both exchange notes anonymously. Like, they don't know who they're writing notes to, and they don't know who is writing the notes back to them. And turns out, like, it's their rivals. So this book is about them trying to figure out their relationship and their friendship and to see if they can survive this enemies to lovers romance. I think it'll be a great book to pick up this month. It's fairly short and I think I get to it. So the last book that I want to pick up in January is Of Curses and Kisses by Sania Manon, and this book was actually sent to me from Simon & Schuster. This book follows a Beauty and the Beast story kind of retelling, and it follows a girl named Princess Jaya. And Princess Jaya's little sister has been targeted by a centuries-old feud, and now she is trying to get back at the whole family who was targeting her sister. So she jumps at the chance of joining a boarding school that has the sign of the clan that is like causing all the trouble, and his name is Gray. And now Gray is actually cursed, and he knows that his life is basically going to end when he turns 18. Now, I don't know if he's going to turn into a beast or if he's just going to like lose everything and die, but basically he knows that his life is going to be very dramatically different when he turns 18. So he has no time to deal with this girl who's vibrant and pretty and who's basically following his every footsteps, because Princess Jaya is trying to make Gray fall in love with her so that she can break his heart. And then he's too busy trying to break the curse, and then he realizes that maybe he can be saved by Princess Jaya. So I'm very excited to read this book. A lot of my friends actually have an art copy of this book, so maybe I'll do like a group read, like or a buddy read, and maybe see when they're picking up this book so that I can read with them, and then we can discuss our feelings live. But anyways, those are the 4 books that I want to read in January. I know that I'm going to read a lot more books, hopefully, and watch how I just read like 3 of these 4 books, because January is like a total mess for me. I'm returning back to work after 2 weeks of holidays, so I know that there's going to be a lot of work for me to catch up on and a lot of deadlines to do, but you know what, such is life. But until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye. Can't let you go. I can't let you go, no. 우리 운명적 한 번을 get you.